outside looking in, which is why we should lose this game. We played the woeful Jets. In the last 15 games, how has it gone? 7 and 8, 5 and 10? No. The lowly Jets have not won a game in the last 15 meetings, and we steal the ball from them. We steal the ball from them. Yeah, we take it. I wouldn't even say interceptions or fumble recoveries. We're literally just taking it from them and saying go home.
Bullying them.
Yes, exactly. So, Brew, it's the question everybody wants to know. Must win?
Yes.
Thank you.
For those, you just threw it up there. Coach, you know as well as anybody how much Belichick hates the Jets. And for him to lose what I think will be his last game in New England to the Jets, and the Jets are bad. They're a horrible team.
Connoisseur.
So, no. Now, it would be poetic if he lost to the Jets in his last game in New England, but I don't think it's a must-win for Belichick.
This is the biggest must-win of the weekend, by far, without a doubt, because, like you said, the venom that Bill has for the Jets, and I felt it both ways. I was in the building when we played the Jets, and I was the head coach of the Jets when we played the Patriots. The venom is real, and for him to lose as potentially his last game of this storied career, and there's always a word that goes with the Jets that I can't say on TV when he talks about the Jets. For him to lose to that, to them, it would be unacceptable.
Selfish to win.
It's probably true.
Listen, you lose. The Jets all of a sudden are probably drafting 8th instead of 4th or 5th, and you lock up Marvin Harrison Jr. Listen, it's a nice parting gift to the Patriots.
But if he's out of there,
I understand. If he's out of there,
he cares about his
right.
That's why I said,
hey, you're gonna fire me after 6 Super Bowls. Let me give you a parting gift
to the fans.
It'll be the biggest parting gift he can give them.
Okay, all right. Listen,
his special gift.
Selfish to win.
Unfortunately, although I would like to lose for the draft pick.
How's it going?
The Jets are
Wish
so
I knew how to say your name, but I don't know what that says.
We can't lose.
You do know that right now, this moment, you have fewer wins than the Jets.
They could lose, and they could lose big this year.
You could lose trying to win.
There's zero chance. I'm going to tell you right now, there is zero chance the New York Jets can beat the New England Patriots.
There is a big chance.
Well, it hasn't happened.
Didn't you say they were going to win like 10
The last time the Jets beat the Patriots, we screwed up the coin flip and said that we were giving the Jets the ball.
Most of those 15.
Well, Mac Jones got plenty on there. You guys don't think Mac Jones is any good. I'd like to see Mac in the game. Next up, Prince versus the Titans. Maybe if the Prince plays, we hope he does.
And I'm assuming this, I'm not going to look at it, but does this look right to you guys here?
Sat last week for the first time
for chapter 83.
He's feasted on the
I'm actually excited to have some
the
Berserk
AFC
content
South,
to read.
but below 500 against everybody
Who do
else.
the Titans
Should
play?
be a good time.
Where do they play? Where are they from? The AFC South?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Do you feel good about this one?
Should be a good time.
It's 1,000% a must-win. Okay. Would be a debacle to lose this game. Tennessee's won twice since October. They beat Carolina.
So we let some people trickle in. What is it?
238.
238. This video's got like 3 minutes left on it.
I understand that Trevor is injured.
Maybe give it to like 2.
Listen, Trevor,
45?
under the right circumstances, is a great
time is it where y'all are
the
at?
circumstances involve the precipitation
I'm assuming majority are in the U.S., but we should have a decent amount of international viewers too.
That week. He's a big practice guy. He's a big practice guy, which is why I was so glad to hear that this week, today, he is practicing.
Maybe.
He's out there. He's practicing. He's getting some reps. I don't know if they're mental or physical. He's getting some reps. Listen, I'm not going to, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Can't be 8-3 in this division and miss the playoffs. So you win. It's a must win. It's a must-win.
Yeah, absolute must-win. Look, he was 8-3 at one point.
Yeah.
All right, he is supposed to be. No, I don't
it's
even
gonna be that time.
A superstar in the making. He has looked anything but that.
Hold on, there's
all right, and if you start 8-3 and don't make the playoffs, and you've lost, this would be his last 5 games. Been a turnover machine. 8 turnovers in those last 4 games. The 4 losses. No,
it rained.
No. I mean, come on, Coach.
Yeah, with all the expectations, with all the bugle boys, with all the things that go into the that was promised to lose 4 straight, get your last 4 starts, to potentially lose your last 5 starts, to 5 picks, 5 fumbles, 10 sacks, 2 out of the 4 games with a 60 quarterback rating, to lose this game when you're supposed to be the franchise quarterback that leads them to greatness, it would be very.
What do you guys want him to do about the bugle boys? What do you guys? I'm sorry, the Royal Trumpeters. You guys got me to do it. What do you want him? You want them to cancel?
For this draft class, we've had a few cancellations. I used to say the baby go all the time. I don't say it.
That was
and
dumb.
Unfortunately, and we're going to save some cash.
So the Prince is done? So we can't use...
You want him
it doesn't make the playoffs. The franchise is over.
He's not renouncing his land and titles. It's not happening.
Might be taken from him.
The Royal Trumpeters.
Good for half of the time.
Snatched.
Finally, Bake Show in Carolina. This is another question.
For you guys that have read that chapter,
just played
King Bio. I'm not going to look at it yet.
200
Does
yards
this look? Where's it at?
Bake Show is winning. You're in.
Does this look accurate
here's
to
his
you?
record
Is this what we're dealing with here? We're trying not to look at it.
Nick, we'll start with you. Bake Show.
Hopefully that is
must win.
What we need.
Well, absolutely, and ultimate revenge spot.
What's going on, Keith?
Oh, don't you think old Davey 20 billion Tepper wishes he had just held the fort with Baker Mayfield?
Great point.
Instead of throwing drinks, he'd be splashing champagne with the division title. Had he stuck with Baker Mayfield. Yeah, really,
what
buddy.
What were things like when
they
Baker
weren't
was
great.
the star?
You know what? It's always darkest before the dawn, brew. And instead, he abandoned Baker Mayfield so he could give up 6 draft picks, 3 number 1 picks for a guy who doesn't meet the minimum height requirements to play the position. He's throwing drinks, firing coaches. So Baker's going to win. David Tepper's going to be very, very upset, and he's going to regret what could have been. Must win, they're going to win. It's a must win. I'm glad you brought up Carolina. So let me remind, I wasn't even going to say this. Remind the fans, Baker was 1-6 in Carolina. Who was his starting halfback? Oh, my God, Drew. Christian McCaffrey. Your worst take. Now, when Christian McCaffrey has Brock Purdy at quarterback, they win. Bro, when Baker, and can we stop calling him Bake Show until if he wins this, you can call him Bake Show. You took the baby goat from him. You want to take the Prince from Trevor Lawrence. We're still calling him Bake Show. They're 1-6 against teams who winning records. Can we not cheer for him? Just for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show.
Get the soundtracks going here. Oops, bad.
When your door
and then you guys will.
Open,
I'm doing the headset mic because we move a lot on streams and we type things and look things up. I didn't want to have the big boom mic in the way. Let me know if this sounds presentable. Number 1, and then that you guys can actually hear this, and it's not louder than my voice. It actually might be. I'm gonna turn the music down just a little bit. You guys let me know if you can still comfortably hear that and my voice. So, been a lot of Berserk news floating around. It's good? Okay, let me know. I turned the music down. I'll turn it down some more. I just turned it down some more. Let me know if that's better. I've been seeing Berserk news. Now, I think I looked into it and it was fake, I guess. Or not fake, but... Let me look this up here. Got to be careful when opening Twitter on live streams. You never know what might pop up. Are we seeing some of this though? Let me see if I can find it. That's on Monday. See if I can find it. It's gotta be okay. So did we see this here? Now I'm told that this is just like fans. Like what are we talking here? Have we seen this out here, guys? This Studio Eclipse, even though they're fan made. Like what are we? Yeah, don't get me started on the Lakers. It's not a good time. It's not a good time with the Lakers at the moment. What are we doing here? Are we saying? So it looks like we have a fan studio, but like some fan made stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you see it on YouTube, but it's easy to be a fan made studio and make a 2-minute like clip of something that's never been animated by an actual studio, and you put years and years and years into a 2-minute clip, then expecting a fan studio to make 20-something plus episodes of something. I haven't seen the teaser. So I'm assuming it's gonna be fan made, but there seems to be debate on like. I'm trying to see if, like, are we saying it's gonna be worth a damn or what? So I saw this on Twitter. I think I saw it on Facebook as well. Is this it here? Is this it here? What I'm looking at right here? Oh, no, this is not, but this looks like it's, I actually might want to check that out. Let's check that out too. I haven't seen the trailer, but it looks, I don't know. I just saw some Berserk news floating around there. So I saw this on Twitter. They've got new key visuals for Berserk releasing in 2024. There's a fan-made episode of Chapter 1 that came out recently. Really recommend to watch a new fan animation of Lost Children. So I saw all that, right? And then we had, oh gosh, of course I can't even read what this is. Let's turn the ads off. Or I'll continue with ads. Or, oh god. Alright, let's try this again here. Alright. Berserk is finally getting the anime it deserves from fans. Berserk has been making quite a few headlines recently as writer and the artist at Studio Gaga have started a new arc in the pages of the manga, exploring Guts and company as they struggle with Elfheim, a new problem has met While the Berserk franchise has yet to announce if any new anime projects are on the way, one fan studio is taking matters into its own hands. The last time Berserk received an anime adaptation, it was in the form of Berserk Memorial Edition. The anime adaptation took material from the trilogy of films that retold the Golden Age arc while adding in some new scenes that had never made their way to the silver screen. While the series has received a number of anime projects, there's still quite a bit of story material from the Bleak manga series that has yet to be adapted that could give fans multiple seasons in the future. Studio Eclipse might be working on the Black Swordsman, but this isn't their first rodeo in the anime medium, as they have previously created an alternate ending for the Scout Regiment on Attack on Titan. Is this the little, is this their teaser here? This is what we're talking about here? Should we give that a watch? Here's how the Eclipse broke down the description of the fan-made project on its way to collaborating with the amazing artist. Proper 2D animation. The studio has yet to reveal when fans can expect the series to make landfall, but it's clear that they're putting in effort. That's what I'm saying with the fan thing. Like, who knows, like, if and when that could ever. To promise like dates and things when you don't have that kind of financial or full studio backing. So it's a fan made, but are they like an actual studio? No censorship would be nice. So like, who we said it's Studio what? What's their name? Who's right there? Studio Eclipse. Are they like are they about that life? Like, do they have a backing behind them? Or in recent interviews, the new writer of the series discussed the difficulty of both himself and the artist to make decisions to continue Berserk following the passing. Luckily, the creative team was able to focus on testimony. Are you hyped? Are there any comments on this? Just one. Alright, well, let's check it out. Let me pause this. You guys should be able to see and hear this. Let's check it. I'm not going to be able to... I could blow it up, but you guys... Yeah, we'll just go with it. This is fine. Let's see what we got. Oh, I'm muted. That was it! So it's interesting because I thought of course, the still shot looks really good. And maybe I just haven't seen enough anime. The style looks interesting because part of me is like, okay, that looks one, that does look fan animated, but two, it doesn't look bad. Three, there might be animes out there that are backed by like actual real studios that their entire animation looks like that. So it's hard for me to comment. Like, I can tell that's by a fan-made studio, but B, I think it looks good, and C, there could be animes out there that have that as their animation. So I have no idea. What's up, Jay? Interesting. So I'm assuming you guys have seen this. What's our thoughts on this? The music is, or whatever that soundtrack is creeping me out. It's interesting. Looks very, very interesting. Well, let me subscribe to Studio Eclipse just in case. It's gotten 1 million views. Oh, that came out a month ago. Is there anything else besides that they've dropped for it? What is this? What is this? What is this? Is this just, oh, that's just an OST. So what's their biggest work here? I'm assuming it's probably that. What's their most popular? Interesting. Let me see what are the streets saying? Maybe. Please don't ever give up on the project. I want this to be official studio. I hope these fan animations get the big Japanese studios to realize there is a massive demand for Berserk. Do they ever do it though? I don't know. But there's a massive demand for, well, I guess I say demand from a fan standpoint. I don't know if people are rushing to do it. Like we had this big discussion with Hunter x Hunter. Like, do you think if they started, like, let's say this year, we get an announcement, oh, you know, summer 2025 Hunter x Hunter anime starting from where it left off. Do you think that would light a fire in him to like pump out chapters because the anime would catch, like, people would eat that Hunter x Hunter anime stuff up? Same thing here. Like, if they're worried that like it won't get it back, like if they come out with an actual official studio puts out Berserk anime, it will get eaten up. People will be all over that. I think Studio Eclipse is too overhyped. I'm waiting for more. Yeah, I liked what I saw there. And then we've seen that fan animation too. Well, let's see what so this one, the Attack on Titan one. Let me see what this looks like, because this is a minute long. So maybe this will give me an idea of like what it is that they can look like. So I want to look at the Attack on Titan one to see their full animation style. Because like I said, when I was watching this, I could tell like this looked, I mean, this looked like prime Attack on Titan type shit right there. That looks fine. But it's with the motion. So right here when we see guts, it looks fan animated, but it doesn't look bad. But you could, so, you know. So I want to see if the Attack on Titan one gives me that same feel. Let's see. Let's see what this looks like. If it looks the same, better, worse. If I need to, I can pull up expectations, lower. I mean, they're getting whatever soundtracks they're using. Same thing they use for the Berserk one. They're nailing that shit, I'll tell you that much. Okay. What? That was it? What is it about? what is it about fan animation that you just know that it's fan animated? Mic's too low? Is it? You guys let me know if the mic's too low. I don't even know if I can crank it up any louder, to be honest. Let me see what this looks like. I'll have to try to... Hold on, let me see if I can raise it. Let me see if I can raise it here. Oh, hold on. Let's go here. Settings. Output. I know there's like a slider I can use here. Well, we might be stuck on this, boys. Let's see what this looks like. I don't know what it...
2,000 years. She's been waiting for someone to free her.
Yeah, I think it... I don't know what it is that makes it look like you could tell, like, oh, that's fan animated. You know when you see something that's fan animated, and they can still look good. But it's just like it's only with the characters too. It's just the characters. They look like they're like a cut scene from a video, like an old school video game or something. Like their movement doesn't look, because like their background shots here, like this looks great. Like the sky, the tree, the leaves, the reflection, all of that looks like a Mappa, a Wit, whatever studio like that looks like something they would put out. But it's just the characters, like looking at his face, right, like looking at Grisha right here. What is it about, like, to me that looks fan animated, but I don't know what it is that I like, oh, that's fan animated. I don't know what it is. I feel like the characters are too stiff. There's not enough movement in the characters. It's like when they're speaking, it's like just the mouths moving. Like there's no facial anything. Like this looks great. Top-notch studio could put that out. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Because I think they have like Zeke supposedly talking here. I don't know. It's something. It doesn't look bad, but it does. So we say that, right? But we've seen. But have you? We've all seen this though. This is fan animated, right? But then you see something like this, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
Have we ever met? Have we ever met?
Like this looks great.
Can you just tell me what I forgot so I can remember?
The movement and everything is. I mean, of course, it's fan animation, so they don't put as much into the background. But I mean, so there's some like. So it's a give and take. I've seen this one as well.
Get sentry. Speed up slowdowns.
Yeah, so I don't know what it is about, like, you could tell something's fan animated. Like, same thing here. The characters, it's the same feeling. Like, this looks good, but I can also tell it's fan animated. So what it is about that, I don't know. I don't know. It's like fan animation struggles when it comes to actual character on landscape. Like, look, like that shot right there, right? This is a perfect example. Okay, so you guys can see this shot. The fire looks real, looks great. The trees, the background, the ground. But her actual character looks out of place. Like it was just like taken and pasted on top of this. She doesn't feel like she's a part of the scene. And that's what it feels like. To me, when I see fan animations, they don't feel like they're part of the world that they're in. It just feels like their character was taken, trimmed around the edges, copy and pasted, dropped on.
Just for an instant, swaying inside the blaze. He was the one who looked more like a terrifying monster to me.
But they do great with the backgrounds, the audio. I really hope this gets it. I hope all of it gets animated from top to bottom in my lifetime. We're about to go in. Yeah, I think it's just the. It's got to be software. I'm assuming. It's got to be software and budget based. But yeah, so we had all that news going on about the Berserk in the studio. Again, hey, if they're serious about it, and that Studio Eclipse drops like actual episodes, and it looks like it's actually about that life. If they just slap something together and it comes out ass, we probably won't. But if it comes out about that life, we'll check it out. That's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty great. Alright, so yeah, we had all that news about Berserk getting this, Berserk getting that. But let's go ahead and let's do the live read. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's press play on that. Get the background going. Let's get this pulled up, wherever that might be, if we can find it. Didn't they have a, wasn't there a December 30th trailer that they had in here? Gotta be careful scrolling through Twitter, you never know. One of these tweets had a, oh yeah, this, here, what's this? Oh, is this just a fan edit? It's whatever. Yeah, so we'll see. Trailer releases in 2024. I followed, or I subscribed to the YouTube. We'll check it out. What happened to my, Okay, we X'd out of the Berserk chapter somewhere. Alright, we're here. Yeah, I saw that. Alright, so let me make sure we have the right scene up here. We need to go here. And then we need to zoom in, because this shit is very zoomed out. Alright, cool. Too zoomed in. Alright. We all should be able to see this smoothly, correct? Okay. We got the chat. Boop, bop, boop. Can we all comfortably see this? You guys can see it. You can see me, how we typically read it. Anime? Yeah. Do I prefer to... I've never read the Tokyo Ghoul manga, so I can't compare the two. But I've only read, I guess, 3 manga, you could say. Half of Hunter x Hunter, where it ended off, all of Berserk, and then the 30 chapters of Vagabond. I mean, Berserk is clearly in the lead on that, that's for sure. And can you guys hear me, or do I need to lower this music? Let me know if this is clear, because now that we're reading it, and I might cut this out and upload it, I want to make sure that you guys can actually hear things clearly. Do I need to lower the music, or is it good? Y'all give me the okay. We'll hit it. Why does this look? Lower it? Alright. I'll lower it. I lowered it a little. Alright. And I'm assuming, I mean, you're here, so you have Berserk interest. Has everybody have you guys read this chapter? I'm assuming. Did you read it during your, did you read it straight through? Like when you got to this chapter, did you read it? Did you save it to the very end? Have you read it at all, or what? Yeah, Jason, we're just about to start, literally in the next, like, minute. Yes, yes. I haven't seen the... I saw people reacting to the solo leveling thing, but no, I haven't watched it myself. You read it when you got to it. Oh, dang, so y'all gave no fluffs. You got to 82 or 83 and just read right through. It was... I mean, I had people... A lot of people. Like, hundreds. They'd leave it on different videos. I'd get messages on the side. Patreon members, don't read chapter 83 or save it till the end. So that's what we did. Read it as you were going. All right, let's see what we got here. This is why we're gonna do this. We're gonna read this, and then we're going to do a little character tier ranking that you guys can see here, and then we'll probably wrap it up after that. I think these are the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we'll do that after we do this. I know it's Saturday afternoon. Y'all got shit to do. Yeah, okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Berserk chapter. So let's do it. Also, has there been any... I mean, you guys would let me know if there's been no Berserk new chapter news wherever we're at. Where are we even at? 375 came out 2 months ago. What's usually been the break here? That's 2 months. That was 4 months. That was 1 month. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was about 5 months. 2 months. 2 months. 1 month. We should be... Judging by this pace here, by the next month or so, should we be getting, what's up, Josa? We should be getting, I mean, judging by this pace here, 1 month, 1 month, 1 month, 1 month, 2, 5-ish, 1, 4, 2, I'd say by... Well, I don't know. This could mean nothing. We might not get a chapter for years. Who knows? Late February? Maybe? Who knows? They're really inconsistent. Should get one in the next... Yeah, I think so too, Jay. I think we should get one chapter by the end of February, I'd say. In my opinion. Yeah, I think it'll release in February. I think, like, Super Bowl... is the 11th. We got one in November. December, January, February. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I would say if we don't have it by mid-March, sound the alarms. Sound the alarms. It's not looking good. They talked about just releasing the notes about the ending and events leading up to the... Oh, man. I feel like I'm so committed to, like, seeing the story, whether I want them to just, like, do it. So. They took a break for the holidays. And then have you guys, we'll ask that after. Let's get to this. All right, here we go. Chapter 83. Let's see what the fuss is all about. And who is this, by the way, that we're seeing here? Because I don't know where this would have left off. Like, whose perspective is this from? Because it's not Shirka in, like, the astral form. This is way before Shirka. Is this Griffith here? Griffith. Okay, so this is a Griffith POV? Is that what we're getting at here? Is this... Yeah, because I need to be caught up on what the hell we're looking at here. Is this Griffith doing his deal? You know how they take the Behelits and they get, like, taken to wherever, and they're like, are you willing to sacrifice, and yada yada. Is this whole thing here? Okay, so this is him. This is them presenting, like, okay, here's the business plan. If you want it, come sign your name, XYZ, yada yada yada. I guess we could do that, huh? Further from the light, where? Everybody's going. All these deaths. Wish for it, I killed them. It's strange I don't feel anything. Yeah, this is him. Tear splashes, drop us at the ideas. Okay. We got a little bit. So he shitted on everybody at this point. Dang, 82 is a long ass chapter. Dream Angel Awaken. Man, seeing Guts with 2 arms. What a time that was. Man, he was going in. I'm getting close to that too in the Berserk anime. Kinda. So he's cocooned up. Really going through it. Yada yada yada. Fighting for our lives out here. Literally fighting for our lives. Okay. So he's just like straight dream stated up. This needs to be lowered, if possible. Alright. Chapter 83. Let's do it. During the transformation, read the previous chapter. Yeah, speaking of the anime, is it on Patreon only or will it be released to you? It's on Patreon only right now. We are going to release it once we finish Mob Psycho, which we have 3 more episodes of that left. God? Welcome, human. Are you God? I am the idea. So are we speaking to, like, whatever controls the God hand or destiny? The desired God? The idea of evil? What even is this that I'm looking at here? I don't even know. No. Isidro Rocks isn't going to get it done here. Hold on. I need something better. I need something better than Isidro Rocks. That's fine. God? This huge lump of flesh? What you are seeing is a part of me, my core. Look around you. Is this the pits of hell? Is this the gates that we see every time we go in there? And we see the souls swirling around in the hell pit? What's this? An ocean of feelings? All humans have, deep in their souls, a common consciousness that transcends individuality. Their collective consciousness as a species, its dark side is this swelling ocean. So he's got human souls and their conscious just at his fingertips? Like, is he... I mean, we might get those answers. Who... He, it, the idea, whatever. Is he just able to see these souls and feelings and consciousness? Or is he actually able to, like, touch and edit? I was born from these swells as the ego of this world. I am this world, the darkness that dwells in every human heart, the idea of evil. This is God. Is it? Interesting. God, this? Does that mean that it was humans who created God? Interesting. I mean, by this God's explanation, sure. Yeah, okay. Does this mean that it was mankind that desired this terrifying thing? This looks like hell? Some call it that. This is just the surface of the multiple layers of the whole consciousness. But you know that this place is terribly human. Violence and loneliness. This place is filled with all kinds of blurred negative feelings. It is truly the will that defines human nature. Yes, it's true. This is in me. I can feel it. But why? Why were you born? Why did humans give birth to this will called God? Humans desired reason. Reasons for pain, reasons for sadness, reasons for life, reasons for death. Why were their lives filled with suffering? Why were their deaths absurd? They wanted reasons for the destiny that kept transcending the knowledge. I mean, these statements are like true statements today. You could make the argument for religion if you believe in or don't believe in such things. So these are, you know, parallels for sure. And that was God. And I produce those as it is what I've been brought to existence for. I control destiny. So this entity, this evil, this thing, by its explanation, is saying... So there was clearly a line. There was a border point here at some point of like humans were doing their own thing, living, dying, free will, doing whatever we wanted to, whatever, thinking of reasons why X, Y, Z, and then there was a line drawn where this was created that now controls all of that going forward. So there was like a free will period, building up. Humans are like, why does this, whatever, X, Y, Z, and then boom, now there's no more free will. Now we're all just being... Because if he was created, there was a point before him, before it. So there's like a pre-destiny control, and then there's a post-destiny control. And I produce those as it is what I've been brought to existence for. I control destiny. Obeying the will of the essence of humankind, I weave every man's destiny. He controls all of it. So the thing is, which we might get, is... where does then the God hand come into play from that? Or the evil hand, whatever it is calling itself. What is their creation? Where do they come into play? Why are they coming into play? Because I've yet to see them do anything. It's not like Griffith and the others do anything to make sure, you know, to make sure the train of destiny stays on the tracks. They don't go out there and like pull things in. It's not like some Marvel Loki, oh, there's branch timelines out there. The God Hand makes sure there's no branch timelines and it stays on this course of destiny. So what do y'all do? What do you do? Does that mean that you're the one who controls my destiny? Yeah. That you're the one who arranged everything so that it would be this way? See, this is an interesting conversation here. Because we've never seen this from Griffith before. What is it that he knows as far as his destiny goes? Because this is a very big question here for him in this moment. Of, like, wait, so it was always supposed to be this way? And then it makes you realize, so like, and then the bigger question is like, so they were always all supposed to die? So no matter what I chose, it was always going to, there's a lot of questions with that. It was established that you would be here in the distant past. Yeah. By influencing the lower levels of human consciousness and merging blood with blood, I created the lineage that would give birth to the man you are. So he is just straight up meddling with it. To pave the way for the times you would be born in, I manipulated history and created an appropriate context for you. All the encounters you've had so far were a part of the destiny that led you here. The destiny? My God, what do you want from me? Yeah, so be as you will. I dwell deep in your heart. I am a part of you. You are a part of your kind's consciousness. A part of me. Your desire is my desire as well. Your actions themselves shall prove to be suitable for your kind as a whole. May they bring pain or salvation to mankind. Do as you will. Chosen. What? That doesn't give me any answers at all. Do as you will. Chosen one. If so, I want wings. And they put Puck over here on the side. Huh. Take with you the power of the feelings this inner world is filled with, and change this physical field that is your body into a shape suitable for your task. And that's it? Wow. Given the way the story flows, I'm actually pretty glad that was excluded. It feels... Well, first of all, I can't tell if the animation, the art... I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of glad that was left out, though. It feels... I mean, it's very Berserk, for sure. It doesn't feel... It doesn't flow with how that went, in my opinion. It feels out of place for sure. Now, I don't think it was very big of a... I don't see all the hoopla on, oh, don't read it, it'll ruin things or whatever. I think one, if they chose to, could go ahead chapter 80, 81, 82. You could go right into 83 and then go to 84, 85, 86. I don't think it changes the reader's perspective, in my opinion. But it does feel... I don't know, it doesn't feel like it flows with the story of how it was told. Because this almost... This will change your viewpoint of Griffith, too. Now, granted, though, it was always supposed to go like that. Whether you get this chapter or not, you knew Griffith was going to become what he became because all the signs and everything that was pointing to it was Zod saying this and Skull Knight saying that and yada 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 and XYZ. Like destiny was he was being led to a certain path. But he's almost here searching for like, you're the reason I did this, like I was never in control, yada yada yada. I do like the explanation, or the, I guess the, you know, humans created me, now I essentially control them. Is an interesting, I don't know, the chapter itself is, it definitely feels out of place. By influencing the lower levels of human consciousness, and merging blood with blood, I created the lineage that would give birth to the man you are. To pave the way for the times you would be born in, I manipulated history. Because he says, because it's so interesting, it's like, this entity can pick and choose to play with destiny when it wants, because it's not like, because the way it's said here, it was established that you would be here in the distant past. So it seems like he can just edit it as he wants. It's not like everything's written out and he's like, boom, I've controlled destiny, now we just watch. You know, I'm a Loki, I'm a Kang, I just watch how. I've already written it. But it looks like at any, he might have already had everything written out, destiny-wise written, the whole path. But when, I guess it was, the question here is like, it says, it was established that you would be here in the distant past. So at some point in the past, it was decided, okay, Griffith is going to be, like at this point in time down here, Griffith is going to come to be. But why did he need to come? That's essentially the question, is why. Because if he's sitting around with himself or whoever I don't think he consults with anybody. This heart god figure thing just does what it does. Why was there a moment in the past where he's like, you know what? Griffith is going to be a thing. Let me start plucking and influencing levels of human consciousness and merging blood with blood so that the lineage can then birth Griffith of what I want him to be at this time, at this specific moment. Like, he decided in the past, okay, Griffith's going to be a thing. Let me start setting things in motion. Let me start getting, you know, great-grandparents of great-grandparents to start and to get down to that line so then everything can flow in place. I guess the question is, like, why do they need to be, why do any of the God Hand or Griffith specifically need to be? I don't know. So, and it's like, and so they're only created because of destiny. They're not these natural phenomenons. You know, because you know, Skull Knight's like every 1,000 years or whatever. You know, these eclipses come and yada, and there's another one that's birthed and yada yada yada. It's this mix of like causality and destiny, but they don't carry out his will because his will is just do as you will. So what is the purpose? Like, what does this figure, this entity, need to create Griffith and others for if they're able to just do what they want anyway? Unless his destiny map that he has written out has them specifically performing things along the way, and if for his map to reach its finish point, he needs these beings of power to be able to do these things that normal humans wouldn't be able to do. You are a part of your kind's consciousness, a part of me. Your desire is my desire as well. Your actions themselves shall prove to be suitable for your kind as a whole. May they bring pain, salvation to mankind. Do as you will. Huh. If so, I want wings. Yeah, that's an interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of glad some of this was left out because some of it's like pure Berserk. Like it flows and like the wording, the questions, the back and forth, what came first. Huh. No, I kind of hope I don't. So Rational brings up a good question. I don't want Griffith to. I don't want Griffith to be redeemed. You know, I don't want him to like see the light. I don't want him to rebel against the God Hand. And it's like, oh yeah, Bash Bros back at it. Like it's this. Like we get this type of image again. You know, Griffith and Guts side by side with Casca again to take down the God Hand and the evil that is Destiny, God, whatever. No, 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 no. I don't want that. I'd rather Griffith have a weakness, and I think they're painting that weakness to be Casca. And I want to see him fall and crumble that way. I don't want him to be. I don't want his ending to be he decides to fight for Casca because of the child in him. I'd rather Casca be a weakness to him. In my opinion. That's a very, very interesting chapter. Shit, maybe Puck is the chosen one all along. Yeah, this is a very interesting chapter. Very interesting. I'd love to get a quick explanation on this chapter. Yeah, because they've like plucked at that a couple times of like.
Of Berserk. Here we will take a deep its first connection with the idea of evil or so-called God. Here the idea of evil explains to him that evil itself is what brought him into existence, a collective of humanity's consciousness seemingly needing more. Griffith does state that this place seemed more like hell than anything else, and the idea of evil explains that violence and loneliness is truly human nature. And I find this somewhat interesting because you would think that with the need for more and a higher power, they would create something good. However, the idea of evil has been created due to all the horrible, disastrous things going on in the world, leaving people's most abundant emotions to be pain and violence. However, in these next panels, we get to see Griffith's conversation asking, is it destiny for him to be here? And the idea of evil explains to him that it is his destiny to be here, that he paved the way for him to be here. Every part of his life was made for him to get to this point.
Yeah.
And Griffith only has one question. What do you want from me? And the idea of evil kind of just tells him, whatever you want, that he's the chosen one. And maybe in one of the most hated remarks in Berserk, he simply states, I want wings.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
And allows him to go about the world doing as he pleases. And here in this final shot, we get to see Griffith formed as Femto. Now the chapter is short, but let me know what you think about this.
Interesting. I think rebel in the sense of kill the God Hand and ascend even further because now that would be interesting if Griffith decides that he wants to take out the God Hand and he thinks, okay, well I can do whatever I want. Well, I want to be the God, or I want to be evil, like the epitome of it. That would be interesting. But he's able to do what he wants, so huh. Yeah, there's a lot here with this. A lot here with this. Interesting, interesting. There's a lot with that. Because what's so wild, and you could take that as a different way. It's like, okay, my destiny was supposed to be here. I can do whatever I want, right? You would think... wish for your friends back, stop what's going on. Could have gone a multitude of ways that he could have like said something. And he's like, "Oh shit. Do what I want? Let's ride. Like, give me wing. Like, I'm ready to go." There was no like second thoughts of like, "Oh wow, so my friends died. It wasn't me. Like, they were always supposed to die. It was always supposed to be this way. Is there no way to like?" He never asked like, "Can I get them back? Can things be undone? Do I now have the power to do X, Y, Z?" It was just like, "Oh shit. Okay. Well, let's just keep doing it." Yeah, that Behelit is going to be very interesting. What happens with that? Because they keep harping on that thing too. Not like harping on it, but they'll have it. They drop it in just enough to remind you that, like, hey, we have this on us. Like, Puck is always making a remark about it, or somebody's always making a remark about it every maybe, like, I don't know, 10 to 20 chapters or something like that. Just to keep being, like, drop it in the viewer, like, hey, we still have this. So, interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting chapter, but I definitely think it... If I was going to tell somebody that was reading Berserk for the first time, I would just skip it. Not because I feel like it spoils or like does anything like that. I just don't think it flows well. I think it's best to be left out. I think it's a normal one, Benjamin. Well, as far as we know, I think it's a normal one. I don't think it's a crimson one or anything like that. I think he just has a regular Behelit. Now, maybe it proves to be different down the line, but I think as far as we know, it's just, as now, it's just normal. Yeah, and I think that's another thing, too. I think the will of evil, or whatever we're calling that thing, I think it needs, and it grows in power and just keeps being with more pain and suffering. And as he's writing his destiny map, he's like, okay, I need somebody that can put this shit into motion. Get rid of all the good in the world and just, like, have human... But the thing is, though, like... Well, maybe so much was created that it has enough to fend off of, and there's always going to be that in the mental of humans and such. But isn't the world now getting into a state of, like, utopia and bliss type thing? I mean, they're in this all-encompassing Falconia where, like, the seasons never run dry, you know. Griffith has the power to let us talk to our loved ones when they pass on. Like, it's a very, like, really peaceful, like, and we haven't gotten anything of, like, he needs the bad thoughts and things to keep happening to keep sustaining. He's already been created. But yeah, see, now I want them to pump out some chapters. We've got so much to get to. And see, the thing is, I want... Like, do they ever get summoned here? Do the God Hand ever get summoned here to have to answer to... Not to answer to, because they can do whatever they want. It doesn't matter. But do they ever have questions or things that they want to know, or they're summoned for, or anything like that, or what? It's kind of insane. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these panels, I mean, it's classic Berserk, just a spectacle of visuals. I mean, that's got to be the best one, no? It's pretty damn crazy. I mean, it was pretty great to have a chapter, that's for sure. Now I definitely have nothing. I could see, yeah, oh yeah, I could see Serpico going off the deep end. I just don't know if there's enough time to do that. Have a whole Serpico becomes an apostle type thing. Well, again, I don't know how close the story is to ending. What are we at, 374, 375? Maybe they see another 100+ chapters. And then that could be for sure. Yeah, I could see Serpico wanting to do that. I haven't done Tokyo Ghoul manga, but we will do that for sure. Could he? So I guess the question would be, so let me click off of this. Now that we've read that. Let me click back here. Question is, so I see a lot of theories. Everyone's got some theories and stuff popping up. Let me hear some of it. Where do you guys think it go? Not saying like, oh, I think they're gonna do this, and I don't like the way the direction the story's going, and yada yada yada, blah blah blah. What do you think will happen? What would you like to see happen? Where do we think they're gonna do? Do you think there's gonna be any big surprise twist and turns, like Serpico becoming an apostle, or do you think something's building again where Griffith is going to sacrifice everything at Falconia? But for what, though? Unless he wants to become this? This is what he wants? But we've known what his dream, like, what he has now is what he's wanted. Like, the ultimate kingdom. And he has it. So, do you see any big plot? Serpico becoming an apostle? Griffith sacrificing all of Falconia to reach something? Do you have any crazy head canon theories that you think happens with Berserk? Griffith rebels against the God Hand and decides to help his friends in the end and sacrifice himself. Casca ends up becoming Griffith's weakness, and that's how he falls. Like, what are some of your biggest ideas here? 100 more chapters easily? Yeah, I think so too. Daiba? Hey. I think he's the, second strongest person in the story, in my opinion, behind Griffith. I think he's got massive parts to play in the story. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'd like to see some of the other. I guess it depends. It's like, do you want them to kind of take the Demon Slayer route with the other God Hands? You know how, like, when you defeat one of the demons in Demon Slayer, they give you like the backstory on how they essentially became a demon. What drove them to this point? You know, whether it was like heartbreak and sadness in their backstory, or greed, or XYZ. Do you want that of the other God Hand, or would you rather them just remain mystery? Oh, Skull Knight. I forgot about Skull Knight. Yeah, Skull Knight. I think he's probably stronger. Yeah. So you think Daiba knows something about the armor? It's interesting because like the backstory can heighten the characters, or it can make them worse. You know, do you want a Demon Slayer backstory of like, oh, they were a weak, fragile child, or this was their backstory, and this is what they gave up, and this is how they got here, and I kind of wanted a little bit because I have a feeling like their sacrifices, maybe not on Griffith's level of what he gave up, but like, because some of them might not have had anything to give up or anyone to give up. But I kind of do want to see how they were driven to the point, if it's done correctly. If it's not, then I'd rather just it be just as is. I don't know what do you, yeah, yeah, give me your headcanon theories of what you think what's a big plot point that headcanon that you think's gonna happen? Griffith is redeemed. So and so becomes an apostle. Griffith sacrifices all of Falconia. Cask ends up wearing the Berserker armor. I don't know. Whatever random thoughts that you think are still yet to come. I don't. I do think, yes. I think the God Hand can die and be replaced, Jason. I do think, yeah. I think they can be replaced. In my opinion. Does anybody have any crazy theories out there? It runs ads? I just skipped the hell out of that. Yeah, I'm in the camp of I think Casca is going to be Griffith's weakness. I'm not on the side of Casca ends up becoming a reason for Griffith to change. Because sometimes you want characters to just be full send. I want the full send Aaron Yeager experience. You started a path, I want you to take that shit and you run with it till the very end, until you complete your goal or until you get killed. And that's what I want to happen with Griffith. I don't want him to be redeemed. I don't want him to be changed, you know. None of that shit. He started this path, take it and run, bro. Run all the way to the end. So I would rather Casca be a weakness for him than he gain some type of change of heart, you know? Let me... Chrome. Pull this over here. Oh, you guys can't see it. Now you guys can see it. Let me drag this over here. Boom. The implication seems to be King wrong void. He's a human in some way. I could see that. I guess one of the question is what do you think Griffith's fate is? Do you think is he still on the path of destiny? I'm curious what his fate is. I think we can say that, like, whether it's... I don't know who will be alive in the end when all this is, like, said and done. But I think it's safe to say that, like, good will prevail in the end, no matter how bad it's going to be. They will prevail in all of it. Now I don't know what that means. I don't know if Casca and Guts get the happy ending where they just get to ride off into the sunset and live forever, and they did it and they got through all of it. If it's more of a Guts found his purpose, and his purpose was to die to be able to... He has to die for Griffith to die, and he does take Griffith down, but he dies in the process, and it's just Casca that gets to go forward with a child and, you know, all that type of stuff. I don't know how it's going to be, but it does end with, I think, Griffith falling. How does he fall? Is the question. You think he's still on the path? How does Griffith fall? Is the question. killed. Sacrifices himself. I don't know. So you think he'll rebel against the God Hand? Who do you think punishes him, Rational? Do you think the other God's Hand punishes him, or the idea of evil does something to punish him? Because if the idea of evil, or whatever you said, or whatever it is, whatever we're calling it, if it still has control of everybody's destiny path, at any point he can change Griffith's roadmap and set things into motion to change it. Guts replaces Griffith? Hey. I'm all for theories. Or Griffith could just win. Griffith could just win in the end, and then realize he doesn't want this and ends up taking himself out, and then the world just ceases to exist. I wouldn't mind seeing, like, Griffith's ending just being in the eternal pit of hell that we see people go to. I could see that too, Keith. I could see Griffith, like, getting above all of it. He gets above all the God Hand, even the idea of evil, and then realizes, like, he's achieved it all, and then it's like, now what? And then just mentally loses it, and I could see that. I could see him, like, getting it all. And well, here's another thing. Do you think there's one more? Do we have one more big oh, hold on real quick. Do you think we still have another Casca, all of Falconia, all of the Apostles, that follow Griffith? Do we think we still have thing, you know, like Skull Knight's like, oh, every 1,000 years, but this happens every 500 years, but this happens again, and this happens again. Do you think there's still one more big moment? One more big sacrifice moment? Whether he sacrifices Casca, all of Falconia, Charlotte, Sonya. One scene I can see playing is Guts having an opportunity to kill Griffith, but he hesitates because Griffith is in his child form. I could see that. He gets the moment to actually take him out and doesn't. Oh yeah, he'd hesitate on that 100%. Yeah, I think we have one more big moment. Now, does it actually happen? Like, is he just harvesting the people of Falconia for something? But I don't think the child in him could sacrifice Casca, so I don't know if she'd actually be up for grabs. I think Charlotte's dead as hell. I think she's going to be just... It's going to be a tragic thing because, like... what Griffith meant to her early on, and it's all she's had on her mind since it happened, and then she's got to come back to it again. I think she's gonna be just tossed to the flames. It's gonna be a tragic life for her. Growing up alone, finding her Prince Charming, her father doing it, losing everything, being captive, getting a little bit of it back, and then, yeah, I just think it's going to be... I think Sonya will 100%. I think Sonya will betray Griffith. But here's the thing, though. It's like, does he know that? Is it destiny for her to betray Griffith? Is that allowed? Is Griffith allowed to lose? I don't know. Is he? I don't know if that's allowed. But I 100% seeing Sonya doing that, but I don't know if that's like... Is the idea of evil green lighting that? Does Griffith know that? I don't know. It's like, can he be betrayed? Farnese? I could see Farnese sacrificing herself, to be honest. Yeah, I think Charlotte... I would like to think that Charlotte, in the end, gets a moment to realize that this is not what I dreamed of or had or wanted in Griffith. And see, like, I don't know if he's allowed to lose. It doesn't matter if all of his apostles betray him. Does he see it coming? And that's the thing, it's like, he's out... We think he's outside of being... We would think that the God Hand are outside of... Are they, though? Are they? Well, now... now that we kind of read Chapter 83, I don't think Griffith knows how everything goes. So, I actually do think he can be betrayed, now that I think about it. Because he's not the one controlling it. He might still be in the loop of destiny. But, yes, now reading that, and knowing that, like, he doesn't control it, or it doesn't look like he's given the answers to the test, I do think he could be betrayed. But it's crazy that, like, but I do think him being betrayed falls along the map of destiny. So it's, like, crazy that, like, the will of evil would go through all this to set into motion to have Griffith be created, to have them do what they want, but then also in that same roadmap, the law of evil has also written in that he's going to be betrayed. Like, it's been written, it's in destiny. Like Sonya, the same way he said he set lineage up in consciousness and blood lines together to have Griffith be born to go down this path. He did the same thing with Sonya, to be born, to be down this path, so that at this point in time she would betray him. So why you would go through all that just to have him be defeated anyway, I don't know. I don't know. It's very interesting questions. So I don't think he knows. That'd be the follow-up question. Does Griffith know of destiny or how everything will go? I'm gonna say no. He knows that things are controlled by destiny, and he knows that essentially every human is being controlled. But does he himself know the results? I don't think he does. That's just my opinion. I think Puck is so far gone. As far as... I don't know. You can see they're not doing the giggle games with Puck anymore in the last handful of chapters, though. Because I just think that Griffith has to be outside of knowing what's happening, because how do you write it? How can we as a viewer read a story hoping that Griffith will fall, or hoping that Griffith will be defeated, or hoping that somebody will be able to like find out ways to take him down or do XYZ, yada yada yada? If he knows that it's coming, then it can never happen. So I would like to think that, you know, Griffith had that meeting with, you know, evil, God, whatever you want to call it. He knows that he himself was controlled by destiny. He's only at the place he was because destiny allowed it so. But I would like to think that he doesn't know what's coming next, because if he does, then I don't know how you. What's the point of even having a story if Griffith knows that Charlotte betrays him? If he knows that Sonya betrays him? If he knows that one of the apostles does this? If he knows that Dobby or Daiba does this or does that? How can us as a viewer expect anything to go if the person we're trying to defeat not only is the strongest being in this world or the next, but also has the answers to everything that's going to happen, is 5 steps ahead? It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. So I'm going to say that he doesn't know the answers to everything. So yes, following that up, I do think that Sonya betrays him for sure. Now what does that mean to betray him, though? Does she have information that us as the viewer don't? Does she know a weakness of his? We've seen her have the ability to peek into the future, though, a little bit. She's got some premonition abilities. Maybe she decides to not use that for him anymore and decides to use it for us. Maybe that's the way she betrays him. Because, like, what does it mean to betray him? You already can't touch him. So I don't think betray means like stab in the middle of the night. Like, was it Charlotte all along? I don't know. Do we think... Who do we have surviving this story, guys? When it's all said and done. Who's actually surviving this thing? Just Casca? I think you might be right too. I think it's just Casca. I think it's just Casca. I hope it's these two. I hope it's both of them. But if I had to, I say just Casca. And I think the only way for Griffith to fall is Guts has to fall as well. You know, because I feel like the whole time Guts has also been trying to find his purpose, or what it is that he wants, or what's his dream, or whatever. And I think his dream's just going to be Casca's happiness, or Casca to live, or... But then it's like, should he not... Does he think, or does Destiny allow that he should never get happiness? He should never have a moment, or anything? His destiny and his... Well, you could say that we don't even know if his dream has already been decided. Well, he has been branded, and those that have been branded aren't controlled by destiny anymore? Maybe? But that was his life, was to never have a dream that actually benefited him. His dream was always to just make sure Casca's okay. If that means, like, that was his life. That seems shit. That seems pretty shit. Seems pretty shit. If that was his whole life purpose, just to see her survive. Golly. What do we think, what's this man's purpose? What's this man's purpose, by the way? What's Skull Knight's purpose at this point? Is he meant to kill the idea of evil? Is he meant to take out all the other God Hands for us to take out? Like, what does he do? Like, what is it that he does, man? Like, that's it? He's just gonna get one of them for us? That's it? Maybe it's not Griffith. Maybe it's not Guts that takes Griffith out. It's Skull Knight all along. What is it? What's your purpose here, buddy? What is it? What are we saying here, Papa? Like, that's simply it? Just this crazy revenge story that he takes out Void and just gives us a little bit of answers along the way, and then he just ceases to exist. Now, are we saying that Skull Knight, anybody that has a brand, they're outside of Destiny? Like, their lives aren't being controlled? Like, they don't fall in the Destiny whirlpool that is? I'm assuming. So Skull Knight, Casca, Guts, God Hand, are they outside of the causality loop? Yeah, I think that's as well, as like Skull Knight's also there to show like what Guts could become if he continues to go down this route. But the problem is, like, we're not even trying to go down this route. The route just keeps pulling us back in. Like, we were doing perfectly fine, or trying to be perfectly fine. We were going to restore Casca's mind and just live out our days and be perfectly fine. And Griffith shows up and pulls us back in again and takes her. So now we have to. We just keep getting roped into this. Void is Skull Knight's Griffith, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. We pulled that up a little bit ago. Maybe Skull Knight will have a purpose. So, who is not controlled by fate, destiny? Those with a brand, Skull Knight, God Hand, or what? Yeah, I mean, yeah, they should have a big part to play. I hope Void has a big part to play. True. Child. Cause that's where you got to start. It's like, who is and who isn't. And then you have to start talking about, like, okay, what about humans, and like, are witches in that? Mages? Like, does Sonya count in that? Because she has, like, is it just pure humans that are on the Destiny loop? I don't know. Puck? Is it just 100% humans? Like, do you just have to be 100%, like, just a pure human with no abilities? Like, what breaks you off the loop besides getting branded? Like, if you're a witch, Daiba, Sonya, those that, like, seem to not be pure, they got something going on. Isma? Like, what is it? So what do we? I don't know. It's interesting. Of like who is and who's not. Oh, I think Griffith is 100% like just straight up child when like ripe for the killing when he switches to that mode. Yeah, I want to say if you have any astral abilities in you, I think you're outside of the destiny, in my opinion. So that leaves a lot of wild cards. He did see him coming. But I don't even know if Griffith really saw Skull Knight coming, like a destiny thing, like he had a premonition, he saw into the future. Shit, Sonya could have told him that information, like, hey, he's gonna show up. There's a lot of ways that Griffith could have gotten that information that Skull Knight was gonna be on his ass. We still don't even know what abilities Griffith has. His abilities alone that don't even have anything to do with destiny, just whatever he's been granted ability-wise, might have been able to sense that Skull Knight's there, or know that Skull Knight's there. Sonya and her premonition ability could have been able to let him know, like, hey, he's going to show up. Or he's got the answers to the test, I don't know. But I'm going to assume that, like, astral beings, or people that have dipped into the astral or have the astral, I feel like they've broken free of being on the destiny loop. So, like, Isma, Sonya, Shirka, I don't think that their lives are being controlled. I think they're wild cards. The thing is, I don't know what Sonya is powerful enough to see. I think she can just see things. I don't think a being, no matter how powerful the being is, depicts on what she can and can't see. I think she can see anything or anyone. But I don't think, but like, what's the extent of her ability? Like, she can just do that? It comes to her? Or she can just do it at any point and look for anybody? Or does she have to, like, be in that area to see what might happen here? I don't know what Sonya is or is not capable of. We know she can't control it, but she can see, give advice. So who knows? Who knows? We'll try to get some couple more questions here before we wrap up here shortly. Do we get more from the other God Hands? Backstory, how they came to be, etc.? Or will they be left? Oh yeah, the tier list, the tier list. We'll do the tier list right after we do a couple more questions. We'll end with the tier list. That's right, that's right, that's right. Have it pulled up too. Do you think they got, like, are the other God Hands gonna do anything? Show us anything? Be a part of the story at all? And do you think we get anything out of them, or what? Void clearly has something to do with Skull Knight, but what about the others? We've gotten a little bit of the female one, a little bit there, but not enough to, like, to change our opinion or of anything. Do you think they show up? Like, Griffith, you've been ordered to be executed. Like, do we, like, what are they doing? You know? What do we think about any of that? You might be right. They might just be irrelevant. They might have no. they might have no greater purpose to serve as far as like real catalyst to the story. Yeah, Sloan does seem to have an interesting guts. They seem to be just there. I don't know if we're going to get more from them, if we're going to get like the Demon Slayer backstory of how they came to be a demon, how they came to be a god hand. I kind of would like to see that. But it's like, but do you also want the humanity of them shown, or do you want them to just remain these kind of like beings that you don't have answers to? I think both can be done well. I'd rather not know, but if it's done right, I would want to know. So Skull Knight's got a lot of shit. He needs to come correct with some answers. Alright, 2 more questions, then we'll do the tier list, and then we'll wrap it up. Zod. Does he betray Griffith? I think he does. I think he does. If I had to put my money on it. We didn't do all 18 minutes of it. I might do a reaction to it separately and then upload it like later this week. I think he will. I think before this is over and done, we will see the image that we got of Guts riding on the back of Zod's wings. I think we'll get that again. But this time it'll be against Griffith before the story's over. I think he will. I think 100% will. I think Zod, Sonya, both are going to go against his ass. And I think, I mean, I think I've established, at least I have, you guys might think differently, I've established that he doesn't see that, he doesn't have the answers to the test. It would be too broken. It'd be too broken. I don't think he gets to see what Destiny has to play out. I just think he knows that he was created from Destiny and was supposed to be created, and he's allowed to do whatever he wants. I don't think he knows what others are going to do. I don't think that. Now, granted, again, do I think that like a Zod Guts team up, like, yeah, they could do it, they could take it down? No, absolutely not. But I think Casca has a part to play in breaking this man down, in my opinion. I think Casca plus Sonya. That's what I think. I think Casca and Sonya have a part to play in breaking his ass down. Farnese, sure, yeah, I think they all do, actually. I think Zod feels like he kind of has to. Like, he knows that he can't defeat them, and he's always kind of been ride or die for them, so he just decides to do so. But I think he'll have a change of heart, in my opinion. I guess the final question before we do the tier list, unless you guys have any other questions, is Griffith v. God Hand / Do you think this happens? Do you think this happens? I'd love to see Shirk and Sonya interaction more on screen. Yeah, Luca and the girls will help her as well, because they'll recognize her. They'll be like, "Oh, that's Elaine," and now Elaine speaks. Griffith versus the God Hand and the idea of evil. Do they go at it before it's all said and done? And I don't mean go at it like Griffith has decided, you know what? I'm actually the savior of this world. Guts, Casca, come on, guys, let's do it. No, 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 not that type of thing. Like, Griffith wants more power, and they're in his way type. Not Griffith decides to, like, okay, I'm going to help my lifelong friends. No, 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 no. Do you think Griffith seeks more, and to get more, they're in his way? Keith, I thought so too, but I really hope Sonya doesn't do that. I'd want Sonya's jealousy to be more showing Charlotte what Griffith truly is than Sonya just killing Charlotte. I'd rather Sonya open Charlotte's like third eye to see what Griffith actually is and has become and what he's done in his past, rather than she just like kills Charlotte in the middle of the night type shit. Hopefully. We'll see. It all seems it's all over the place because humans are over here creating the idea of evil, and then Griffith does this, and then they take this out, and but here's the thing: it's like if Griffith and the God Hand now exist outside of Destiny, then he doesn't. Then the idea of evil doesn't even know what he's created because he doesn't have control over them. If they can do what they want, what if what Griffith wants to do is he wants to become the idea of evil and rule and control everything? That's his kingdom, being able to control every Destiny. I have no idea. I have no idea. Final question. Can he / will he / do you want him to be redeemed? Griffith. Me? I'm a big hell no. Stay evil to the end and let us just do what we got to do with him in the end. I don't want him turning a leaf and decide. No, he can't be redeemed in my opinion. Absolutely not. But the only reason I could see Griffith wanting to do that, to go against him, to go against the idea of evil, is Griffith has achieved everything on this plane, on this world. He's achieved it all. He has Falconia. There's not a stronger being than him. What is there for him to now do? There is nothing to do. He's going to realize that it's lonely and there's nothing that he can do. And he's got to go further beyond. So maybe for him, further beyond is I want to be in control of everything. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'd love to see Void like smack Griffith in place, but like I don't know if we'll ever get those dynamics of like God Hand bickering back and forth. They got to show me consistent uploaded chapters. No? Yeah, I don't want him to be redeemed. I don't think there's anything there's nothing he could do to be redeemed. Even if he decides to, I'm going to take out the idea of evil. Humans should have their own lives. Nobody's lives should be controlled by destiny. Look what happened to me. And he just does some like Vegeta suicide bomb, takes himself out, breaks the loop of destiny, and now humans have free will. You're not redeemed. You're not. Like at all. Appreciate you, but that's not it's not a thing. Just not a thing. So we'll go ahead and leave that. Alright, let's crank out the tier list here, because I'm going to have to wrap it up here shortly. I'm glad we were actually able to get this in with some pretty decent back and forth here on a Saturday afternoon. I don't know what it's like weather-wise by you guys. I think it's like raining and just a cold, slosh, icy mess if you live in the Northeast. It's just a gloomy, rainy, cold piece of shit down here in Atlanta. Let me get rid of that, and I need to bring up this. Alright, cool. So we'll do it like we always do. Wrap this thing up here with a tier list. Yeah, it's been a rainy, disgusting mess. So some of these characters I can't even really see. But off rip, And I can't even tell what I'm looking at some of these. Like, is this him in Berserker armor, and is this him regularly? Some of these are kind of hard to make out. But we'll do the best we can. Casca is in A tier. You know what's wild is, like, I'm doing the Berserk anime, and if I was just basing it off of that, where I'm at in the 1997, she'd be in F tier. I hate her before the switch up. Valid's in B. He's actually grown on me a little bit. Cockrick, just because you have a connection to Griffith, you go down here. Sonya's pretty great. Charlotte, she can go down here. Isidro, he's high B at the moment, could be put in A. Skull Knight, you're high B as well. We're gonna change these, of course. Zod, you go there. So is this Judo? Is this who this is here? So if that's Judo, then so we have Farnese here, Serpico here, Shirka is pretty great here. Is this supposed to be Rickert then? I'm assuming. Gambino, great piece of shit. Rosaline, don't really like that one that much. I don't really know where to put the God Hand. If you want to put them like in places like, oh, they're cool, they're strong, but like, I don't know you of any type of personality to even say, like, so what are we just going off of character design here? Because I know nothing about you. He can actually go up here. Isidro D? You prefer Elaine? Okay, some of you need to relax. We're going to edit this. I'm just trying to get these guys up here. You can go down here. I liked what you had to offer. Again, there's a lot of you here that, like, haven't given me much. Like, all his, like, royal apostle army shit he's got going on. Let me get some of these guys up here. We're going to readjust these. Give me a second. I don't really care for Azan or whatever we're calling his ass, to be honest with you. I mean, he's cool for giggle games, I guess. Valeria is pretty great, but not that great. Not Puck great, you know. You can get Puck up here. We're going to adjust it. Is this supposed to be Guts' brother, older brother here? So what are we saying here? We have regular Griffith, and then we have, like, Femto Griffith. We're going to edit those two. Is this supposed to be Guts' armor? The other one? Ganishka was pretty great. You can get Ganishka way up here. I liked Ganishka as a good character. But then what am I looking at here? Is this not like 3 iterations of Griffith here? What are we doing here? I don't know what I'm looking at. Why'd I have like 3 Pucks? Huh? What the hell? Alright, some of these we're going to have to leave off. And I've got like 8 Gutses down here. Alright, some of these are just going to get left off. Some of these are going to get left off because we've got a lot of nonsense going on here. I don't need double iterations of all these characters. So let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Let me just get Guts up here. And let me just take some of these guys off. Let's be honest. They haven't been on screen to give us enough to really care, unless you just want to talk about cool character designs. I'll put the God Hand up here just off of, you know, them being God Hand. Get Isma up here for sure. This is just Guts. Guts again. Corcus, get your dumbass down here. Oh, the King. You can put him here. That's another Griffith. I don't know what this is that I'm looking at right here. Zod transformation. Okay. Is this Rosine here? No, Rosine's here. Okay, we have everybody. Everybody else didn't make the cut. Sorry, guys. All right, here we go. Let's take a look here. I think I prefer you over here. I don't know why I have 2. Yeah, get him down here. I'm trying to think of my sheer hate for him, but also him as a character as well. Alright, let's look at some of this. Yeah, they've got like 6 iterations of Griffith going here. We're just going to go with one all-encompassing. Okay, let's look at this here. The thing is, Casca was such off-screen that it's hard to have her up here because she's not on screen. So while I do like it, there was a moment half the opening act I disliked her. Then I liked her. And then she went nowhere. And then she's been quiet. So it's like, how do I... Where do we even put... Yeah, there's no Lucia. I don't know why she's not in here, but she was in one of the other ones. I'm trying to think here. What do we make of Griffith? Like, where do you guys have Griffith? I'm just talking as an all of Griffith in one encompassing person. The Black Swordsman Griffith, the Griffith that sacrificed, the Griffith back around, just all his character in general. Where do you put in Griffith? S? Yikes. Yikes. Y'all are going a little crazy. I could make the argument for B. Judo's pretty great. Can we not? Like, he's high B. If you want to put him there, but I will not disrespect some of the others and put him up there. King was a righteous piece of shit, but he actually was likable for one point in time. I really like Isma a lot. Farnese has grown on me. He can come down. He can come down. Serpico needs to come up here. You need to go down. She can go down too. Rosaline was pretty great. Charlotte can come down here. Actually, of the little bit we've gotten of that God Hand, actually wasn't too bad. Same thing with here. I like that one too. Okay, now we're cooking here a little bit. Okay, okay. Who is this? Judo? Yeah, Judo needs to come down a little bit. No, Isma's great. We're not having any fucking Isma slander here. And Corcus, actually I'll give Corcus one tick above. Actually, Corcus can go two. Yeah, you can go right there. Yeah, Skull Knight is not so much a character as it is... Like, I prefer Zod as just, like, from top to bottom of what I've gotten. Judo can come down. I don't know what to do with Puck. Farnese can come up. Isma's pretty great, by the way. I hope we all acknowledge it. Isma's pretty great. I'll make some concessions here. We'll lower some of these guys. Alright, we'll lower some. You can come down here. Rickert, you can come down here. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Actually, he can come up one. You can come up one, too. You can come up again. Serpico, you can come ahead of Sonya. You can come ahead of Ganishka. No, but there's been multiple points I've hated Serpico, so maybe he needs to come down a little bit. Sonya needs to come down, too. She can hang out, like, right here. Isidro, Casca, you can come up. I don't know what to do with Puck. You know, someone said that, you know, Skull Knight just seems like a plot device rather than a character. Puck, I don't, what is Puck? What is Puck, actually? What is Puck? I don't know, man. What is Puck? This is, if anybody asks me about Puck ever, this is what I imagine in my head. This picture exactly. What do you do? Giggles? Giggles? Is that what we do? You're just a giggle games. No, that's slanderous, slanderous. No, Farnese cannot go up that high. To be honest, I like Isma more than Farnese, but I know people are gonna fucking riot in the streets. I think I have Valid a little too high. But of the, like, like apostles that we've run into, he's been my favorite. Like the ones that we had to put down. Yeah, it's hard to. I don't know what to do with Puck. I don't know. Isma ahead of Ganishka? No, Ganishka had such a major. Yeah, you can go here. And this is Judo. I mean, we don't have any complaints with Shirka right here, right? I haven't seen anybody say anything about that. Shirka is like quality there, right? Luca would be here. Luca would be right here. Right around where I have Farnese. She'd be right there. Oh, the Count too. The Count might be one of these, but still of the ones that we run into. Luca would be like right here, somewhere between like Farnese and Isma. Nina, oh my god. Nina would be somewhere right in here, next to Rosine and Cockrick and Sonia. Somewhere in there. But we all agree that Farnese is A tier, right? Like we agree with that. I think I like this list. What's the biggest WTF we have on this list right now? Give me 2. Who do I have too high? Who do I have too low? Give me 2 of those. Who on this list is too high for you, and who on this list is too low? Mozgus is too high? Think so? Do we think he's too high? Mozgus is too high. Rickert too low. Is he? Wallet too high. Farnese and Serpico too low. Judo too low. Isma too high. Rosine lower than Wallet. Honestly, I think we need to move Isma up. It's too high. See if I agree with any of these. Mozga's too high. If you want to put Mozgas here, I won't fight you. I could agree with that. Rosine too low. I mean, maybe there. That could be all I could give you. Farnese and Serpico too low. I really need to see where Farnese's character is going to go. Because she's had to done a lot as a character to get where she's at right now for me. Because in the beginning I could have had her down here, but she's done a lot. What they decide to do with her character will really make me decide like if she stays here or if she moves like up here. I've got to see what happens with her character. Regardless if she lives or dies, I really need to see what the trajectory of what they're doing with her is going to be. Serpico's just always going to be low to me. He's had some cool, but Serpico's never been one of my favorites. Rickert should be higher. Maybe Rickert will be higher for me as we go. I see him having a part to play here. And just for him making physical contact with Griffith, I'll move him up there. He's been the only one to actually hit him. Yeah, there was one that had like everybody's like Farnese's brothers and dad and like all this stuff, but it was like way too much. It was way too much. I think this might be it here. I don't know what to do with Puck. I feel like I want to move him down, but like where do I put him? I don't know. Actually, just because Farnese has more character than Skull Knight, she can come up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's no Elfheim character. There was one that had like all the Elfheim characters, but again, I can't even give you accurate rankings on them. They were on screen for what? Not even that long. I didn't get enough personality out of them to really give them an accurate ranking. Yeah, Morta, like it just would have been Morta and the Elf Queen. Morta would have been like somewhere in here because she's cool, but and the same thing with the Elf Queen. Like, okay, like they didn't really do enough to like warrant a ranking. Same thing with the God Hands. They don't really haven't done anything to warrant a ranking either. Like you could probably put him here, and these other two can go down here just because like I know nothing about you. Like what is it that you do? I don't know what you do, personality, anything. We don't like Isidro? Isidro's actually pretty great, I'm not gonna lie. I could lower him, but he's definitely in B. Like, if we want to move Isidro next to Puck, that's straight. But besides that, I can't see. This might be it here. Alright, so now that we've reshuffled it, give me your one complaint. Who's too high or who's too low? Just one. Not a high and a low. Just who is the most blasphemous ranking here? Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. I think that came out pretty decent. What's the biggest tragedy on this list? Who is extremely high or who's extremely low? Or it's decent enough. Rosine? What, too high or too low? Isidro? People really don't like Isidro, huh? Isma's great. Isma's great. I don't know what it is. It was just a breath of fresh air to get a different girl character in there. One that could actually talk, wasn't depressed, having a lot of mental going on. She's a damn mermaid. Her color character design is one of the best. Isma's now is Isma even still alive? Because remember, everything kind of got erased from that was. Is Isma still alive? Judo love? Bro, pre-eclipse, like pre the moment of the eclipse, or even like right at the eclipse was happening, was Judo not like top 3 characters? But yeah, so Isma did get like blipped off existence, didn't she? Like Judo was top 3, top 5 character easy from eclipse, from pre-eclipse moment, in my opinion. Easy. And Rickard has done nothing to change that yet, in my opinion. Like, he's still got story to go, so he can easily move up. Yeah, exactly. Judo was top 3, and I think I have Judo a little bit too low. I feel like I should probably have Judo right next to Farnese, but yeah, Roderick's grown on me a little bit. Still question marks. Yeah, judo is judo probably needs to be moved up, I'm not gonna lie. I probably need to put judo right next to Farnese ahead of Skull Knight. Yeah, it's probably... Is everything pre-Eclipse Black Swordsman? When does Black Swordsman end? Mm-mm. Alright, so here we go here. Which one's this? There's no names to these things? Oh, these are already ranked. These are already ranked. Got the Black Swordsman, Golden Age, Conviction. So the Conviction was with Rosine. This Millennium Falcon arc. Wait, the Conviction arc had Rosine and Griffith's Rebirth? That's a lot. And this is Falconia, and then we had Elf Island. Golden Age? What all was in Golden Age? Guts first do with Griffith, the band of the Oh, okay. First do with Griffith, the band of the Falcon vs. Zod. Skull Knight vs. Zod. Guts vs. Valid. Guts vs. Numerous Apostles during the Eclipse. Okay. I forgot we kind of went out of order a little bit. Guts versus Snake, Guts versus Zarnet, Guts versus the Count. Yeah, Conviction's got a lot. Holy shit. There's a lot of material in the Conviction. There's a lot of material in the Conviction. Dang, the meat of the damn stories in the Conviction, to be honest. Can I not get the fucking major battles here? Like you did with everything else? Cradle of the New World. Oh, you did all the New World stuff. The team up of those two with the Berserker armor. Ganishka. Her parents, Sonya. Oh man, Conviction. We get the Shirka. It might. Ooh man, it's definitely a toss-up between Conviction and Golden Age. God, that's tough. Woo-wee. That is quite tough. So the Conviction is like, I mean, the Golden is everything building up to the Eclipse, and then the Eclipse itself. Fantasy is all the Elf Island stuff. Golly. I'm gonna have to go Conviction, honestly. Conviction, Golden. The Millennium Falcon arc's not bad either. Yeah, some of these are great. These are pretty great. I don't know. Because I'd say I might even take the Millennium Falcon arc over the Golden Age. But, oh gosh, it's definitely conviction. How you want to slice the Golden Age and Millennium Falcon arc after that is up to you. Fantasia, I need more of it because I feel like it might have the climax of the entire story. We might get some crazy, crazy stuff here that it's TBD. So I'm going to leave that off and unfinished. Yeah. It's probably conviction. I don't know. I really like the Millennium Falcon stuff that they have in there. Like Keith was saying, it does have some of the best. It's like the best arc with development and stuff. I might go Conviction, Millennium, Golden, Black Swordsman, and then TBD on the Fantasia. I think I'd go Conviction, Millennium, Golden, Black Swordsman, Fantasia. And then that could change when Fantasia finishes up. It's still TBD on the Fantasia until they wrap that up, but we'll see how it goes. Any final questions for Berserk as a whole? Any questions you guys have, or any questions you guys have with the story? What do you think may or may not happen, or anything like that? What are we thinking here? What are we thinking, guys? Any final Berserk questions? Go ahead and wrap it on up here. Didn't know how we already got to 5 o'clock. Holy shit. If you guys want to see the movie reactions and stuff like that, we can do those too. If people want to see Berserk content, we'll keep pumping out what we can until we run out, right? Yeah, maybe I hear the other anime. It's tough. We'll see what the people, what the streets end up saying. So we ended up going with this version where we moved Judo up. Good stuff. Yeah. There we go. I think, if I had to guess, I think Serpico dies. I think Guts dies, man. I think Guts dies, Griffith dies, Serpico dies, Farnese dies. I think Shirka, Isidro, and Casca of the main will be the only ones in my opinion. There's nothing that I would really change up to this point. But it's hard to tell because if we don't end up getting it, I'd like to see some more Skull Knight involvement. Like is he a player in the story? Is there like things to learn? Is there not like we got a drop of it in the Elf Island and then they just took it. So yeah. Okay, that I would change. I completely forgot. The whole Elf Island thing just felt like a fumble and a half to me, honestly. But that was his writing, though, was it not? That was before his passing, correct? It was built. It'd be like I'm sure everybody here has seen Lord of the Rings. if you're into like the Berserk, that kind of world. I'm sure people have seen Lord of the Rings, or majority of people. It'd be like they talk about the elves and stuff like that. And we're going to Rivendell and we're going to do this, and like they can help and they can save us, and then they're just like wiped off the face of the planet. It's like, what? She felt like the most useless character. I feel like everything we did with Casca we could have accomplished if you just gave Shirka some time to tinker with Casca's mind, in my opinion. I feel like they just served no purpose. All the witches, the elf queen, elf king, it was that I would change. Yeah. That I would change. I don't have a problem with what they've done with the brands. Especially once they introduced like the talismans and stuff that she would like mark her with. I didn't really have an issue with it, what they've done with it. I think it'd be cool to run in. Well, I don't know who we would run into, who you could even introduce, but be able to run into somebody that shows that they have a brand on them as well. That'd be pretty cool. But we never really explored that. We never got introduced to characters that have been like out there living, that survived like one of the other God Hand sacrifices or anything like that. Yeah, the goofy pirates. I mean, there's a lot that could be trimmed. I think that's with any story. But what can you do? What can you do? Is there, so what you guys have, is there anything up to this point in the story, all of it, include all of the arcs, everything, is there anything you would have changed or you want to see more of that you hope we might see before it's all said and done? Is there anything out there that you wish we could have seen more of, hope that we see more of? What's your biggest hope? What's your biggest hope for Berserk 2024? I need to see more of Vagabond before I can say I prefer that arc. I've only got 30 chapters to compare to like almost 400, so I need to see a little bit more. What's your biggest hope for Berserk 2024? What do you want to hear? A consistent upload schedule? A new anime being announced? The story being complete? Like, what's your biggest hope for Berserk 2024? We'll end it on that question. More Black Swordsman getting the conviction? I can see that. What is your biggest hope for this thing here? Probably an anime? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. More God Hand? Yeah. I could get behind that. Because like, I feel like we're getting at a point, like, are you going to make them part of the story, give us backgrounds, give us personality, give us XYZ of them or not? Or are you not? So I feel like we need to kind of make a decision on that. Because I definitely feel like we're pushing towards, like, okay, we're getting towards the ending maybe. Are the God Hand going to have a part to play? Like, are we going to get personality? Are we going to get more XYZ? Or are they just going to remain these kind of, like, mysterious things? And so, I could be fine with either way, but... True, I guess that's probably the biggest hope for 2024 is that it continues. What did we get? How many chapters did y'all get last year? 1, 2, 3, 4. So a chapter every 4 months, essentially. My hope for Berserk 2024. Anime announcement, which would be just insane. 5 chapters. Can we get 5 chapters this year? Which is, it's crazy to think that that's what you're asking for. But if we can get 5 chapters this year, I'll take it. Weekly chapter would be insane. I'd love, honestly, if we could get, my biggest hope, besides an anime announcement, give me a monthly chapter. A monthly chapter would be prime. Monthly chapter. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted the story to stop. Because you guys have heard me talk about if you've been around the Hunter x Hunter things. I feel like stories have a duty to end, to finish, to end, you know? And if they have the means to do it and they have an idea of how the story's supposed to be, then, you know, hats off to it and I hope they try. And we'll have to be the judge if we feel like they've captured what Berserk is or not. So, it's really hard for us to know until they start giving us more content. Me, personally, I don't know if it's because I was reading it all in one go. It felt like the same story to me. It didn't feel such a... Now, of course, you know, some of the art, like, the art's a little bit different. Dialogue might be a drop different, but it wasn't enough to make me raise an eyebrow. It felt like the same story to me through. Now, maybe when I see them go a little bit further with it, maybe not, but it's been fine. It's been fine. So, we'll see. Up to this point, Griffith is one of my favorite villains. How they choose to end him can sway that decision, though. Like I said, I'm all for team do not redeem. Do not have him redeem himself in the end of this. I want him to be defeated. I don't want him to sway on his convictions or what he's decided to do. So we'll see what they decide to do with that. Any final Berserk questions? And we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Going once, going twice. I don't know what the next live stream will be. I don't know what or when, but we'll get something going. I think we'll do a Jujutsu Kaisen is what we'll do. We'll do a Jujutsu Kaisen wrap-up character tier list. That'll be pretty good. That'll probably be the next one that we do. We'll see. Good to see these Berserk tracks still hit. I've heard of the story, but no, I haven't read it. Yeah, we'll do Jujutsu Kaisen. That's probably what we'll do. Well, guys, if that's it, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Appreciate y'all just hanging out on a Saturday afternoon. I don't know if y'all prefer like the weekend day streams, weekend night streams, but we did pretty good. I mean, we held like 16 to 20. That's about what we were holding when we do like the 12 o'clock at night ones. Oh, it's actually good? I'll have to check it out. Claymore, I need to make a note. But yeah, we'll mix in the day streams. We'll mix in the, because we have people, we have international viewers too, so the times work better for others. But this is the time that we had, and didn't want to fire up again at 11 o'clock at night, you know. But I appreciate y'all that have been here for majority of the whole time. Jason, Keith, Teenage, Rational User, Pedro, Jay, Lolly, Slays. Trying to think if we're forgetting anybody up here. Miroslav. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. Yeah. For the most part, I think we got everybody that's been here for the majority of the time, so I appreciate y'all coming out. Yeah, we'll do Jujutsu Kaisen. And yeah, when another Berserk chapter comes out, maybe we'll do a live one. Maybe y'all want to fuck with the live reading of it. We could do that. We'll take a vote on that. Whenever the next chapter comes out, hopefully it's in the next month, I'd hope. We'll take a vote if y'all want to do a live reading. Or we just do the typical, just upload it. We'll have to play around with it and see, but guess we'll go ahead and leave it there. Appreciate it, everybody. Jujutsu Kaisen will be the next live stream. We'll probably do that by the end of the month, while it's still like fresh in everyone's minds. Talk about the seasons, where we rank it, characters. Is it really that hot? You know, X, Y, Z. But go ahead and leave it there. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, subscribe. As always,